Everyone says I'll regret even coming here, especially alone as a woman. According to the internet, it's the ultimate tourist nightmare. The warnings are always the same.
No, thank you. Please, stop.
Don't trust anyone. Everyone wants your money. You'll never want to come back.
So terrorism, particularly targeted towards tourists, is affecting the tourism sector in Egypt.
The Egyptian government has been working hard to revitalise Egypt's tourism brand.
If you spend a few minutes online, it's the one place tourists all agree they'll never return to.
Terrible. Yeah. We're on honeymoon. We won't forget it.
But something doesn't add up. If Egypt is truly this terrible, how has it remained one of the world's top tourist destinations for centuries?
I am so nervous traveling by myself for like the first time, and I've just heard so many horror stories about Egypt and scammers and people.
I need to dig a little deeper, so I'm doing what no other traveller does. I'm spending 100 hours in Egypt, going beyond the tourist traps, venturing inside the homes of locals, including people many would consider the very scammers tourists are warned about. If I can meet the people face to face, I can better understand them and find out if Egypt deserves the reputation of the scam capital of the world.
Hello!
After landing in Cairo, I was picked up by my friends, Sam, who's an Egyptologist, and Adam, who's my local friend from Egypt.
Let's go!
Taking my first steps into the country, I had a mix of nervousness and excitement, and the first thing I noticed was just how chaotic Cairo really is.
Oh, they're on the back of the car! There's people just on the back of the car on the skate!
You haven't seen nothing yet.
Thank you. It's my house. Good night. Good morning.
Good morning, or as we say, sabah al-khair.
Yeah, sabah al-noor.
My first morning in Cairo, I was already having my preconceived ideas about Egypt directly questioned.
We've got a female driver.
Yeah.
Getting a female driver in Egypt is practically unheard of. In a conservative country where women are often expected to take on traditional roles, a woman working for a rideshare is extremely rare. As she drove us, I took the chance to ask about her life as a woman in Egypt.
Her name is Ahlam, which means dreams.
Gamila.
She opened up sharing the circumstances that had her backed into a corner.
She is going through a divorce, and she said that's very, very hard. The culture doesn't make it easy here, and she's all alone, and she's doing what she can to provide for her kids. That's why she's doing driving. So we've just stopped by at this butchery. We're going to pick up some meat for some kufta, but we're going to get her some meat as well as a little gift.
One for us, one for her.
This place is so chaotic. There's just people everywhere.
Walking out of the butcher, I found myself in a busy local market where tourists don't visit, expecting to meet some resistance. What happened next, I really didn't expect.
Shukran. Salam alaikum. Thank you. Shukran. How are you? أنا بخير. شكرا. Thank you. Ramadan Kareem. Adam was telling me that some people in here might not even see a foreigner in this market, like ever. You like this, Laziz?
That means like you're honey.
Oh,
You're cute and sweet.
Shukran. So friendly.
I couldn't shake the feeling of being genuinely welcomed by everyone I met.
Salam alaikum. Shukran. I just love how, way more than most, are so open and happy to show me their food and the way that they make the food. I like that.
Before I could immerse myself in the region as it stands now, I needed to journey backwards thousands of years into the past to understand its roots. Our second visit was the enigmatic Sahara of Saqqara, similar to the pyramids that we know today. This was the very first one.
We are in a Serapeum. It's called after Serapis. He's a Greek god, and he's represented in a bowl. It's believed that they would bury them here, which we didn't find. We don't know yet the function of this place.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's only here. It's only one Serapeum in all of Egypt.
Adam and Sam then told me that the main purpose of the sarcophagus was to bury something called the Apostles' Secret Animals, that the ancient Egyptians believed were living manifestations of the god Ptah. What really blew my mind was that it holds these enormous granite sarcophagi,
Oh, whoa.
some weighing up to 70 tons.
How do they do that? And so how do they do stuff like that?
I don't know.
Isn't that crazy? I think,
It's aliens.
yes.
Insane to see in real life. Like I know that you hear all these things about Egypt and the pyramids and stuff like that, but to actually be here is like crazy. This was my first glimpse at someone most would call a scammer in Egypt.
Shukran. Sabah al-khair.
He goes, taxi? He's on a donkey. I love that.
Sure. La, shukran. Ma salama.
I wonder if it gets worse from here. As we hit the road, hunger started to kick in. Since it is Ramadan in Egypt, tracking down a restaurant open during daylight hours was nearly impossible. Thankfully, a local farmer had invited us to his home for lunch. There was just one catch. We had no clue how to find the place.
So we're heading for some lunch, but we have picked someone up so that he can tell us how to actually get there. So here's our Google Maps.
We were barely through the gate when the owner appeared.
Eco-friendly from palm tree.
Oh, eco-friendly.
Yes.
Oh yeah, plastic.
Everything, yeah.
He led us to a shaded spot beneath the trees and returned with a glass of tea, the kind of welcome I would find all across Egypt.
So this is a special tea that he just brought over that he named after himself because it's his. And I forget what he said at first, but then he said like lemongrass and basil and lavender. I've never tasted a tea like that.
After the tea, he asked if I wanted a glimpse behind the scenes of how they bring their food to life from scratch. I sat down beside his family, who began showing me how they make the bread here. Later, she then offered to teach me how to do it myself.
Okay, that is harder than it looks. Look at it go! Wow!
I had a moment to sit with the owner and talk to him, so I took the opportunity to ask a few questions about the reputation Egypt has.
If people were thinking of coming to Egypt, do you have a message to the world of what you would say about your country?
Welcome to in Egypt. The Egyptian people very friendly and very hospitality, and you're welcome in Egypt anytime.
Shukran.
I was starting to notice a pattern of incredible hospitality and friendliness so far. The owner's mother sat beside me and weaved me a handmade straw crown.
You like?
Queen of Basil.
Queen of Basil.
All I am is a regular customer here, but they were happy to share their space with me.
Say my filmmaker today.
As I walked through the garden, I was taking in this moment. Sure, there must be a reason behind the tourist reviews, but all I could feel was appreciation for the kindness and hospitality I've received so far.
Shukran. Lovely to meet
I
you.
hope enjoyed today. Enjoy your time in Egypt.
Thank you so much.
Leaving the restaurant, I realized how wrong I'd been to let online horror stories shape my expectations.
Shukran.
But just as we were getting back on the road, something went wrong.
We've just stopped because Adam feels a little bit, I think, unwell at the moment. You feel okay?
Yeah, so it is Ramadan, so I've been fasting, and sometimes if you feel nauseous, like I feel like I'm gonna throw up a little bit, it is permissible to break the fast. Usually with something a little bit sugary and a lot of water. So we're doing the pyramids tomorrow instead of today.
That's okay.
Yeah, thanks for understanding, Josie.
That's alright.
I woke up feeling almost positive about what was to come on this trip, but today would be the real test. The Pyramids of Giza is also the main site where Egypt's scam capital of the world reputation comes from. I was feeling nervous as I approached, but those feelings were pushed aside for just a moment when a personal childhood dream was finally coming true.
There's just the rocks are so, like stones are so much bigger than I ever expected or ever thought. It's like as tall as me. Ah, I'm so excited.
What about the camel?
Oh, la, shukran. Jamel. Gamel.
One thing I absolutely love is staying connected to my mum when I travel. This year marks my 4th year of full-time travel, and since my mum can't travel herself, I love showing her the world as much as I can. That's why I use Holofly eSIM to talk to and FaceTime my mum from places like here in the pyramids, and of course, keep me entertained on long overnight buses when I travel. She's asleep. Oh, hi. Hello. Look where I am. Wow. Look at that. With Holofly, I have unlimited data in over 200 destinations, including Egypt, so I never have to worry about running out of internet. The coverage in Egypt is great, with fast and reliable service up to 5G internet coverage in major destinations like Cairo, Giza, Alexandria and Hurghada. Whether I'm exploring ancient sites or walking through the markets, I'm always connected. Holofly also offers 9 regional plans covering places like Africa, Europe, Asia, the Middle East and more, plus a global plan with coverage in up to 113 destinations. If you're visiting other countries in the area, the Africa eSIM is a great option. It keeps you connected when you travel without swapping SIMs or purchasing multiple eSIMs. So to grab an eSIM for your next adventure, scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description bar below and use my code Josie for 5% off your next Holofly eSIM. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video, Holofly.
Okay, the people believe that aliens built this. Come on, that's silly.
And offensive.
It's very offensive. Oh my god. Yeah. Stop being silly and just embrace that humans can do this. The power of brown people.
Yeah. The pyramids were built over 4,500 years ago using massive limestone and granite blocks. Thousands of skilled workers spent decades dragging the stones over 1,000 kilometers into place using ramps, sledges, and sheer manpower. The exact methods are still debated, but the precision of the alignment and construction remains one of history's greatest engineering feats. It didn't take long to see why this place has such a reputation.
لا شكرا. لا شكرا.
Every few steps, there was someone trying to sell me souvenirs, trinkets, and relentless offers for camel rides.
لا شكرا.
And so far walking around here, no one's been persistent yet. I don't know, that's just my experience. I've heard really terrible things. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if that will change. These men are the face of Egyptian tourism and often scapegoated online. Yes, some act badly, but many are victims of a broken system. Tour guides in Egypt take 90% of camel ride fees, leaving owners, usually from poor areas, with scraps. That means less for the camels and more desperation.
Not only you want to make sure that the camel is being treated well, but you also want to make sure that the camel owners are being treated well.
When a guide approaches you directly, it's likely they're only shot at fair pay. So ask where your money goes. Choose someone who clearly cares for the animal. I'm against animal riding, but trusted Adam, who ensured our guide got 100% of the money and the camel was well cared for. And I want to support someone doing the right thing and breaking the stereotypes. In order to help calm my nerves, Adam told me how he met this camel guide, explaining that he's known for treating his camels well and actively fighting the stereotype that all pyramid workers are scammers.
Yeah, and also every time I called him, there's like a billion birds at his house. He's like a truly like an animal lover. Alhamdulillah.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Welcome, sister.
شكرا.
He's a happy boy.
Good.
What's his name?
Sultan.
Oh, that's Sultan.
You can touch him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my! He's tall. He's camel. Look at you.
Yep.
Just a camel
Easy,
driver.
easy. You have to know how to ride a camel as an Egyptian.
To be honest, it's crazy because I came here expecting people to just harass me constantly, and it hasn't really been the case yet. Even walking through, no one's really bothering me like that, and then when I say no, they just move on.
What would you say to someone who was thinking of coming to Egypt but maybe heard some bad things about Egypt?
Everywhere you're gonna hear some things like this, but actually you will see what we have. Not what you hear, you're gonna see it, you know?
What's your favorite thing about being Egyptian?
Because I'm Egyptian. That's it.
That's your favorite thing?
Yeah.
You
I'm
love
Egyptian.
me?
Yeah, I'm Egyptian. I'm so proud of me, you know?
Shukran, that's good.
As we're about to leave, he stopped me with one final request: to come to his home, not as a tourist, but as a guest. He wanted to share his story, not the version told to travellers, but the real one, not as a guide, but as a human being. Okay, he's invited us to his house and his street, so this is where we are. Everyone here is so hospitable, this is crazy.
What was your name again?
Mine is my nickname Zabullah, but my
Zabullah.
real name Risk.
Do you want me to call you Zabullah?
Up to you.
Okay. Hi! Hi! So small!
The second we walked through the door, it felt like stepping into a different world, one filled with warmth. His kids smiled, his family poured tea, and somehow, in a matter of minutes, I wasn't a stranger anymore. I was treated like one of their own. Finally, we sat and listened to Resk as he shared his side of the story, a perspective few have ever heard.
Need to just be open-minded that you can expect good and bad anywhere you go. It's not all bad here in Egypt. It's actually pretty nice.
It's already not good, I know that. But all people not same as it is, you know?
You will, yeah.
Ah, shukran. Shukran.
So lovely. Like everywhere, if I pull my hand out the window and like wave, someone will wave to me. Someone will like say hello. Everyone here has just been so nice.
أمان مصر أم الدنيا ومصر ما فيش حد زيها اللي عايز يجي مصر حلوة مصر أمان قوي وبيحبوا الناس بحالها بيحبوا كل الدول النية تكفي الكون كله.
We're gonna go meet his dad now.
Salam alaikum.
I then met his father, who warmly offered me a seat beside him and was glad to answer any questions I had. What is your favorite thing about being Egyptian?
مصري.
He's Egyptian. He loves just being Egyptian.
You know what? That probably says more than anything else, doesn't it? They just love being Egyptian.
مصري وبعد مصري.
ما حدش بيقول لك الشخص ده اللي عملها لا بيقول لك مثلا الجماله كلها اللي بتعمل كده.
When you see that, you won't ever feel there are good people who really take care of the animals, who feed them. So what we're trying to do is highlight the people that are doing good more than the people that are doing bad.
اسمه مايكل.
Michael?
Michael! Oh, that's my boyfriend's name!
Oh yeah.
دايزي.
Daisy! The job of feeding the camels is done by one of the younger boys in the community. Once Zabulla's responsibility, it has been passed down to this boy.
Shukran. Oh, shukran. Mahaba. Hi.
Saying goodbye to Zabulla left me conflicted, not in what I had witnessed, but that if I hadn't decided to speak to him, I would have walked past him with caution at the pyramids, believing that he wanted something out of me. Instead, I was invited to his home, welcomed, and gained a friend in the process.
Anytime you can visit us, anytime.
Thank you. This
You're
was my
welcome.
favorite part.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Anytime.
I love how none of that was planned
Yeah.
at all.
So many people would think that this is all set up, I swear, when it goes up.
It really shows the hospitality of the people here in Egypt.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Today challenged everything I thought I knew. This was just Cairo, just one city. So how different would it feel if I ventured further?
Ready for the bus.
Into the heart of the country, beyond the capital. I had to find out. Right now we are getting out of Cairo. We are heading to more of the real Egypt and we're going to some villages. We're going to a place called Siwa. We are on a bus tonight to get there for 10 hours. Literally overnight. We grabbed an Uber to the bus station and before long, the driver was sharing stories from his days in the military and what life looks like for him now, off duty and behind the wheel.
He finished his military service 6 months before the revolution of 2011.
Oh.
Yeah. The Arab Spring. I was telling him about our day today as well, and he's like, yeah, there are a lot of respectable people. And those few that are scamming, they're messing it up for everybody. We hate those because they're literally thieves. That's what he said.
But people in Egypt are so nice and friendly, so I like Egypt a lot.
Yeah.
Let's go to Siwa.
Yes. For the 10-hour bus ride.
Oh, so excited.
Yeah, me too.
Yalla.
Yalla. Let's go.
Let's go. Yalla Siwa.
Yalla Siwa.
We drove through the night with Ramadan stopping us briefly to break fast and pray before getting back on the road. My back was in pieces and I couldn't get comfortable enough to sleep. But as we pulled into the town, a different energy outside Cairo made the journey worth it. I made it. It's 7:30 in the morning, by the way, so we left at 10:30.
Super tired.
I'm so tired. We met up with our driver who took us towards the guest house. Siwa was calm, remote, a true oasis. But despite being surrounded by palm trees and natural springs, all I could think about was one thing.
Oh, yeah, coffee shop.
Coffee.
Coffee shop.
This place is like a big hot spring and it's the first one in the line. It was the original one here, so that means it has the hottest water of all of the hot springs. It is a long trip here, but that's okay. This is our room. Hopefully it doesn't get too cold. After the grueling bus ride, all I could think about was rest, but passionate about their country, Adam and Sam wanted to show me all the things that Siwa had to offer. And before I realised, I was in a tuk-tuk and on my way to something I did not expect to find in Egypt. So we're here at these lakes. They are hundreds of them. There's hundreds of these salt lakes, probably thousands actually. This is absolutely insane. These are all natural springs made out of pure salt.
Oh, it's on your neck!
Yeah. We're gonna head to the hot spring soon and just wash it all off.
We've just come back from the salt and now we're getting to the hot spring here. To wash off the salt and also go from cold water to hot water.
They're all closed up now.
Oh yeah. Getting ready for iftar?
Yeah. Exactly. We're gonna head up to Shally Fortress, which is an ancient fortress.
If you don't know, I have a chronic back issue, and whenever I try and climb like really steep stuff like this, my back just like gives. So stuff like this is always hard, but it's always worth it. Oh, I look like an 80-year-old. Is this it?
Don't worry, you look 70.
Thank you.
Here it is.
Shukran.
Look at this view. Isn't this worth it?
That is worth it. This is weird.
I know, nobody's here. It turns into a ghost town the moment iftar is on.
At sundown, we found a local restaurant to break fast and ended up striking a conversation with the owner, another opportunity to get a woman's perspective on Egypt.
كل بلد فيها ناس كويسة إذا كان في أوروبا، إذا كان في أمريكا، إذا كان في مصر، إذا كان في أي دولة عربية، فمش معنى إنه في جزء من الناس مش كويس أو بيستغل السياحة بشكل وحش إن الباقي مش كويس. لا، في ناس كويسة جدا جدا. لسه عندنا واحدة فرنسوية جاية مصر اتسرقت شنطتها في فرنسا قبل ما تيجي. إذا فرنسا كلها وحشة؟ لا طبعا.
What can you tell me about being a woman in Egypt?
يعني إحنا طبعا
Yeah, strong and independent.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Ma salama.
مع السلامة.
Where we're
The
going?
Temple of Amun-Ra.
There we
It's
go.
where Alexander the Great went for a 6-month journey to go and ask if he will conquer the world. And apparently he did.
This is Cleopatra's Spring, a natural hot spring that's been part of daily life in Siwa for centuries. Locals say Cleopatra once bathed here. And right next door is the temple of the Oracle of Amun, where Alexander the Great came in 331 BC to be confirmed as the son of Amun, the Egyptian form of Zeus, giving him divine status and the right to rule as pharaoh.
We're currently driving through Siwa town centre basically, and we're going to see a little bit more of the desert that surrounds the city.
I swallowed all that sand.
Show me your... no, don't put it on me! Sin talata!
5 6 8 10
8 9 10
So it's almost sunset, which means it's almost iftar, so we're going to set up a little thing here and wait for the sun to go down.
Do you think that there's parts of Egypt that are misunderstood?
هذا بيبي هو الناس اللي في اسمه في الهرم.
So he's saying like the part that he doesn't like would be the pyramids area. Now, usually, unfortunately, it happens that a lot of people will they will pull tourists and they'll force them to like buy stuff or get on a camel that has, you know, been mistreated, and it's getting a little bit too much. And he's wishing for those people to just cut it out, make sure that the guests are here for one thing, to be happy. And it is our job and our duty to make sure they're happy.
We've all been misunderstood before. We've all been looked at, but not truly seen. But imagine that being your reality, not for a day, not for a moment, but every day, simply because of the country written on your passport. That's what so many Egyptians live with.
Egypt has been mistreated. You know, that's what he says. It's been really mistreated, misrepresented, exactly.
Yeah, I feel very sad, seriously. I put myself in this situation or in this position. I feel very sad.
Misjudged by people who've never shared a meal with them.
And you're welcome in Egypt anytime.
Never heard them laugh. Never heard them speak for themselves.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Here's the truth I found.
I love it here. I literally love it here.
Egypt is full of kindness, generosity, and heart. You just have to be willing to see it.